What is going on, guys? I'm outside on the fire blade today, and I got a different video coming for y'all today. I'm not used to making these types of videos, but a major situation happened in the motorcycle community as of recently, and I want to talk about it because there's a lot of controversy surrounding it. There's a lot of, oh, he deserved it. There's a lot of, oh, he didn't deserve it. He's got a fat lawsuit on hand, blah, 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 this and that. And if you guys don't know a situation that I'm talking about, it is the dancing Moto gets pit by GSP. Now, he was not pit, and he was not, and it was not GSP, but it was a pretty serious accident. I'm going to play the video here for you guys in a second, but I need gas, and we need to do a cold start, because this is a genuine cold start. Let's get on this side. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow, what a sexy bike this is, dude. But yeah, once we get to the gas station, I will show you guys the video that I'm talking about. Obviously, it's in the thumbnail and title, but I'm going to show you guys that. I'm going to give you my thoughts, I'm going to give you the facts, and I'm going to give you my own opinions, allegedly. Because obviously he's not said much, but the things that he said are all fact, because it was said by him. So I'm going to go over what he said, and then I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on it all, and then we're going to go through some of the comments and, figure it out. Because obviously, you guys know me. I'm very vocal about situations. I'm not shy when it comes to what's right and wrong. I'm no angel, I'm no saint, and that's what gives me the right to have an opinion. Is because I'm not perfect myself. So, I can have an opinion on things that are not perfect. Alright, I need a gas station. I don't know where a gas station is at. Oh wow. This bike sounds so good, brother! God damn! No gas station? Really? Really? Make the damn turn! Golly, bro! Holy moly, could you turn any slower? Oh my gosh. I have to pay inside? I'm not trying to do all that. Too much damn work, bro. So I'm gonna play you guys the video right here. So it's gonna happen right now.
Be still. Be still.
Alright, let's get on the road and talk about this damn video, because there's a lot of controversy surrounding this video and this rider's actions. So there's three different sides to the story. There's the internet side, is two of them, right? And that is, he deserved this, right? This is one side of the spectrum. Oh, you got what you deserve. These punks, you deserved to get pit and ran over and whatever. Oh my god, traffic. And then there's the other side, who are obviously mostly fans of him, and people with a little bit of empathy in their hearts, that don't believe he deserved this, right? Because he got ran over by a Tahoe. And then there's my side, where I don't believe he deserved this, right? Nobody deserves to get ran over and pit by anybody. Nobody deserves that. But when you make decisions in your life that may or may not be poor, like running from the police on an R7 in the rain, I do believe that those actions have consequences. Now, do I believe the consequences were a little bit extreme? Yes. I do not believe he deserved to get ran over and have a Tahoe literally topple over him. Those are the three sides on the internet. One of them being my side. And I feel like it's the most rational side, right? Not to like glaze myself or anything. I feel like it's the most rational side. He made a mistake, multiple mistakes, running from the police in the rain on a slow bike that could never outrun any one of those vehicles that were chasing him. I mean, Georgia has literal Hellcats. Like, let's be honest with ourselves here. He did not deserve to get hit. Now, what I want to talk about first is the facts of the situation, right? So let's talk about from the start, what I've seen and what I've heard from his page specifically, things that were posted the day of and days after. What was posted is that he was in a vehicle pursuit with Georgia State Police. He was ran over by Georgia State Police and he was in critical condition. Those are the three facts that was posted on his story. A day after, they post a GoFundMe to say it's going to cover his medical expenses. Now, the issue that I have with all of this is the rider, Dancing Moto, was posted in critical condition. Let's pop up a definition of critical condition on the screen real quick so you guys can understand the severity of what critical condition means. Critical condition is not a term to use lightly when somebody's in a crash. Critical condition, let's get a counter on the screen real quick. You know, you use that when you're like on your deathbed, dude, right? So it was made to be severe. Now, obviously in the video, you can hear him screaming. He was conscious during this whole entire thing, which is terrible for him. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, right? But he was awake, and stories kept getting posted to his Instagram. And as the stories were coming in, they're posting him in critical condition, but he's giving thumbs up on the story with his face covered. You know, his friend or whoever is taking the Instagram photos, they're taking pictures of him and he's got a thumbs up, or you can see he's clearly conscious. That does not indicate critical condition, in my opinion. I'm not trying to discredit the pain, you know, whatever happened to him injury-wise. I'm not trying to discredit what he went through, right? What I am trying to say is we're making it out to be a little bit more serious than it actually was, to maybe get more donations out of it. You know, that's just an analogy, allegedly, right? So the other fact of the situation, it was posted on the story that it was GSP that he ran from. In that video, you can clearly see that is not Georgia State Police. That is two sheriff units that are chasing him. As for what the sheriff units are, I really don't care, and I really don't think it matters. But again, this raises speculation for me that he's trying to make it out to be more serious than it actually is, and gain a little bit of clout from it, and make people have more sympathy from him, because he was pitted by GSP. Mind you, he wasn't even pitted, he was blocked. He was blocked in, that was not a pit. Oh my god! What the f***? Yo, it's a Viper, dude! Oh my gosh! What a vehicle that is, dude. Outside of the facts of the situation, obviously I want to give my thoughts and takes on it, because I think this was an insane video. This was by far one of the most craziest videos I've probably ever seen. Oh my gosh, dude. Woo! Yes, sir! Sexy as f***, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. Outside of the facts, I want to give my thoughts and opinions because, yeah, I just want to give my thoughts and opinions because everybody else is, and a lot of people have hot takes, and a lot of people don't have hot takes. Now, like I said before, I do not believe he deserved to get ran over and eat the front bumper of a Tahoe. I do not, like, I'm laughing because it's like, that is absolutely insane. When I saw that video, my jaw was on the floor. I also hope he recovers well, and whatever injuries he does have, I hope he recovers from. I'll throw up a picture of the GoFundMe. I haven't really read the GoFundMe, I just know it exists. I'm not encouraging anyone to donate, because I'll get into that. But I'm just gonna throw it up, just so you guys can see what the GoFundMe is in case it lists his injuries or anything of that nature. I believe what he did was a very reckless decision.
Okay, quick little interruption. It was also recently discovered here that Dancing Moto has been caught running or getting into trouble with police 2 times over. I'm going to insert a Matthew Woods or a Thought Taken video here just to highlight this because it was not brought to my attention until after this video was filmed. So I'm just inserting this here to give you guys more context to the entire situation.
During the time, he told me that he was already in trouble for running from the cops one time. You know, he already had some instances where he was in trouble with the law before. If you're going to do this, if you're going to post yourself online and make it very easy for the cops to find you and know who you are, you can't be doing the stupid stuff. Did he listen to my advice? No. Did he seem to learn anything from our conversations that we had together? No.
But here's what I have to say. Obviously, you see the setting. He's on a R7. That's his first downfall. He's on an R7. He's also in the pouring rain. Even on a hot day, he was not escaping any of those vehicles in that pursuit. He was not escaping them. As to why he decided to run, that is, I'll let him speak for that. I'm not going to speak for him in this. I'm simply here to just give my opinion. But the setting of being in the pouring rain and running on an R7 is already a deadly combo. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? What are you doing running from the cops on an R7 in the rain? That is the most illogical thing I've ever seen. You don't play with Southern cops, brother. You don't play with them. Dog, they're not to be messed with. Take that from all the guys, all the fast boys that you see on the internet saying they would never mess with the Southern cops, especially in Georgia. Take that from the fast guys. You know, I believe it was a really reckless decision of him to ever try to run from the police in this. Now, obviously, I've stated multiple times, he did not deserve to get ran over, but I do believe that actions have consequences. And in the southern states, they are allowed to do these things. Now, it is stated in the Georgia Penal Code, they are not allowed to pit, right? They're not allowed to pit motorcycles. It is stated. I'm gonna be honest, in that video, that was not a pit maneuver, that was a block. That was a blockade. Any reasonable person, could they have stopped? Who knows? But that was not a pit. That was the furthest thing from a pit. That was a blockade. Was the cop justified? I don't know. I'm not a cop, man. But one thing I can say is actions have consequences. And a lot of people are like, well, it's illegal for the cop to do this, blah, blah, it's illegal for this to do this. If the rider never ran from the police, he would have never found himself underneath the Tahoe. He would have never found himself underneath a vehicle. Now, that's not saying he deserved it, but I'm just saying your actions have consequences. You have to think about these things. You have to think, is a ticket, is a few $100s worth your life, bro? Are you really willing to risk your life in maybe an insurance hike because of a ticket? Are you really willing to risk yourself because of that? Really, ask yourself this. You're willing to run from the police in the pouring rain on a bike that could never outrun them, top speed wise, could never outrun them. You're willing to risk your life over probably just a little speeding ticket and maybe a reckless driving? Really? Because he very well, think about it this way. That Tahoe has to be 4,000, 5,000 pounds. God forbid that ran over his neck, he would not even have, he would be dead. He would be dead. He's so lucky that he's alive. All because he decided to run and make a stupid decision because he wanted to evade some form of consequences for his own actions. I'm not going to sit here and condone running from police, but you have to look at the facts when you're in these situations. You have to be smart. There's a time and a place for everything. I'm not going to sit here on this channel and condone running from the police. I do not condone it. We'll never do it. I do not condone this stuff. Do I feel bad for him? It's very hard to have empathy. It's hard to have sympathy for somebody that made so many illogical decisions in like a 2-minute time frame. Now, obviously, there's a lot of stuff that probably happened before the video. Where are you going, brother? There's a lot of stuff that happened before the video, and there's a lot of stuff that probably happened after the video. So we don't know the information in between this 45-second clip. But what I can tell you is that was a really dumb decision on his part. And I really, really, really hope that he makes better decisions for himself next time. And I really hope he recovers from whatever injuries that he might have. Listen, nobody deserves to get ran over, right? But when you make dumb decisions, unfortunately, consequences come out of that. And you gotta use your head when you ride a motorcycle, man. He very easily could have died. He could have lost his life. He could have been permanently injured for the rest of his life because of a dumb decision to avoid maybe a reckless driving ticket at most. I mean, you can't really get into much trouble on an R7 here. And let me know in the comments if you feel this is a harsh take. But honestly, we don't have enough of that in the community. We have people, right, who get these bikes, right, and think they are invincible on these things, dude. These things are not toys, bro. These things can kill you. These things can kill you. I can't even count on both my hands how many people I have lost to these machines right here. To these machines, bro. I can't even tell you, bro. Close friends, not so close friends, friends online. Dude, it does not matter. I cannot tell you how many friends I've lost to this scene because of stupid decisions. Stupid decisions. Half of my friends have been lost to high speeds. High speeds, bro. 5 of my friends have been lost to 100+ mile/hour speeds. 2 of them decapitated. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and preach like I'm innocent here and like I'm an angel. I'm not gonna sit here and preach that. But what I can say is there comes a time where you need to mature. There comes a time where you need to use your head on the motorcycle. These things are not toys. You can make terrible decisions on them that can alter your life forever. So you have to use your head on these things. You can't be an idiot. You can't be an idiot on these things. Now, let's get into the GoFundMe. I do not agree with him having a GoFundMe. Now, does my opinion mean anything to his life? No. I believe he made a conscious decision to make a poor decision, multiple poor decisions in a several minute time frame. I believe those decisions have consequences. And I do not believe you should be grifting money from your followers because of a decision that you made. I have crashed numerous times. Never once have I ever made a GoFundMe when it was my fault and when it was not my fault. Never once. Why? Because I decided to get a motorcycle. It is not the public's responsibility to pay for my toys, regardless of my fault or the other car's fault. It is not the public's responsibility. It is not my followers' responsibility to pay for my decisions. At the end of the day, you choose to get a motorcycle. You accept the consequences of owning such a dangerous machine the second you sign the papers and put your name on that title. You sign over responsibility that you are willing to get permanently injured. You are willing to die. I mean, you're not willing, but you know what I'm saying? You are fully conscious and aware that you can die, you can get permanently injured, or you can get severely hurt on these machines. That is a conscious decision everybody who rides a motorcycle makes when they get one. So do I believe he should have a GoFundMe? No. I believe it's another terrible decision on his part. And we could get into the GoFundMe more, because when it was posted he was in critical condition, he was up walking the next day. The next day, he was up walking. How do you go from critical condition to walking like it's perfectly fine? Like you did not just get into a crash? That leads me to suspect, allegedly, this is all allegedly because I'm not speaking for him. There's not enough information, but I'm simply going based off of the facts and what I've seen. How are you up walking after being in critical condition? Oh, he's in critical condition. We don't know if he's going to make it. These are all things that were said by people close to him. Oh, he's in critical condition. Oh, he's fighting for his life right now. But he's walking the next day? What? That makes no sense. So, about the GoFundMe, we could go deeper into it because it enrages me. It honestly does us a service to people who were genuinely injured in the motorcycle community, people whose accidents weren't even their fault, and they were in far worse condition, and they didn't even make GoFundMes. But he decides to run from the police, make terrible decisions, gets hurt by a vehicle after making his own terrible decision, and now he needs a GoFundMe? Do you not have insurance on your motorcycle? The medical funds do not have health insurance? He's a young kid, I know that. He wears Hello Kitty. He wears Hello Kitty pants. There's no way that he's under the age, or that he's above the age of 23. And if he is, I mean, you know, I'm not here to pass judgment on him and make fun of him, but, you know, that's a conversation for a different day. I don't even know where I was going with that, but it just does a huge disservice to people who have been genuinely injured in motorcycle accidents in the community, because GoFundMes are meant for emergency purposes. You know, you get surprised with cancer, you get into a life-altering accident, you get into blah blah blah, this and that, things that are out of your control, your house burns down, genuine emergencies. GoFundMe is meant for people who would like to donate to a good cause, a freak accident that happened to you in your life and you can't afford to have it happen. Him getting ran over by this cop was not a freak accident. As unfortunate as it is for him, and as much as I hope he heals from this and learns from his lessons, it is not a freak accident. It is a conscious decision he made, a conscious poor decision that he made, and he did not succeed at. A lot of people are speculating that since it was posted on the story that he ran, and it looks like he's running in the video, that these donations are not going towards his medical fund. This is all allegedly. I am simply assuming, is what I'm doing, that these donations are not going towards a medical fund. What they're going towards is his lawyer fees, his court fees, and whatever other money he has to put towards bail, whatever it is. Things that he has to do legally because of the fact he was caught running. Now, is that the truth? I have no idea. But what I can say is it makes sense. Now, do I believe? Drag me, brother! Oh yeah, brother. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, get low. Anyways, now do I believe he may be exaggerating his injuries to get people to donate so that he can pay for his legal fees? You know, allegedly, I believe that. Yes, allegedly. I believe that he may be exaggerating, being in critical condition, exaggerating his injuries of fighting for his life, this and that, for his court fees. I know I'm going to get negative comments on this video because maybe I'm being too harsh, but I don't care at the end of the day, man. It's an opinion, it's a thought. It's not going to affect his life in any way what I say over the internet. My words over the internet have no effect on his personal life. It is not going to affect his injuries, his court case, or whatever else is happening in his physical life. These words, they could get deleted tomorrow and nobody would remember them. Like, nobody, okay? So, that's just my thoughts and opinions on it. Now, I've pretty much summed up what I wanted to say, all the facts of the situation, and my thoughts and opinions on it, all the allegedlys. But one thing I do want to say is I believe the actions of him are disingenuous. I believe that content creators of his nature really have affected the motorcycle community. And I'm not here to talk about him negatively. But what I do want to say is there's a side to the motorcycle community that posts a lot of stuff off the bike, whether it's dancing, whether it's talking, whatever it is. I don't like that content, never will watch it. I personally don't indulge in it. But I believe some forms of content for the motorcycle community takes away from the real reason of riding. I believe a lot of people buy bikes for attention. I don't believe that they buy bikes to genuinely get good at riding and to enjoy themselves. I believe they do it for attention. Do I believe that this kid bought a bike for attention? Who knows? But he doesn't post himself riding, and the only video of him riding was him getting ran over after he got caught running from the police. So, again, I just want to reiterate, I believe some of his actions on social media are disingenuous. I believe the GoFundMe is disingenuous. I believe he made a bunch of poor decisions, and unfortunately those decisions come with consequences that I do not believe the public should be bailing him out of. I do not believe that people should be donating money because he decided to make a poor decision. Now, my thoughts and opinions on that don't matter because he's constantly getting money donated to that GoFundMe. And you know what? Respect to those people. I'm glad you guys have a heart and are able to donate. But I do not believe it is the public's responsibility to fund his poor decisions. I'm not going to sit here and preach like I'm an angel. But the one thing I would never do is if I got into an accident that was my fault, or if I ran from the cops, which I would never do. But if I did that and I got hurt in that, I would never post a GoFundMe because it is disingenuous to people who actually need help with GoFundMes. People who actually have freak accidents, people who actually have life-altering injuries and and actions in their life that they cannot afford because it was a freak accident. I believe it is very disingenuous to create a GoFundMe for a poor decision you made when you when there are other people out there who genuinely need that money. I'm not going to continue bagging on this kid for creating a GoFundMe, but it is super disingenuous in my opinion to ever create a GoFundMe for a dumb decision that you decided to make. A dumb decision. Now, that pretty much wraps up the video. I covered basically everything that I wanted to say. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on everything that happened regarding this situation because it is highly controversial. A lot of people feel like he deserved it. A lot of people feel like he didn't deserve it. I stand on a very neutral ground that I don't believe he deserved it, but I believe his actions have consequences like I've stated multiple times in the video. Does that mean he deserved to get ran over? No. I genuinely hope he recovers from his injuries. I hope he makes better decisions for himself in the future. And I hope a lot of people can learn from his video, and that is, don't with police, bro. Don't especially those Southern cops, dude. They don't play around, bro. Southern cops don't have pit compilations for a reason. They have pit compilations for a reason. When officers are known for having pits, like Trooper Bird, for example, in Arkansas, he has an entire pit compilation dedicated to himself because he's that hardcore. These Southern states pit motorcycles. These Southern states don't play around. Make smart decisions for yourself. Nowhere in his right mind, even if he absolutely needed, even if he committed, whatever the case may be, there was no situation where he was getting away from that. Not even in his wildest dreams was he getting away from any of those police officers. I'm telling you that right now. But again, I hope he makes a full recovery. I hope he makes better decisions for the future, and I hope he gets back to filming whatever content that he would like to film when he is fully recovered from critical condition, like it was stated in his Instagram, that he was in critical condition. So when he is not in critical condition, I hope he gets back to filming the dancing videos that a lot of people seem to love. So anyways, on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Let me know if I was a little bit too harsh with him. I don't believe I was, but again, some people just need some tough love in their life. Some people need a father figure and some tough love in their life so they don't make dumb decisions anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.